Look, he couldn't get up. Look, he's hurt. He's in some despair. Wow. So he was losing the fight. Yo, he's hurting. Hold on, let me rewind back a little bit. He's pointing to his side. I'm back early. Look, he's hurting. He is, damn. That Navarrete power is real. Now 36-1 with 30 KOs. This was, and he spit the mouthpiece out. He is in some despair. Ultimate despair. Damn. And he was winning the fight 4 rounds to 1 going into round number 6 on my card. Navarrete, what we found out is he doesn't have a nutritionist. He did have to get naked on the scale yesterday. The day before the fight to weigh in. And Timothy Bradley on the broadcast was talking about how when he talked to Navarrete, basically he's got some poor eating habits. You know who he kind of reminded me of, who retired last night? Another video I have to do? Omar Figueroa. Omar Figueroa when he was younger, kind of like Navarrete is now. High volume pressure fighter, but like not really any skill to it. You dig? Except you don't have the hand issues. But he was on a layoff. Why was he on that 10-month layoff between now and when he fought Joey Gonzalez? But he's beatable. He's beatable. But you just don't want him to hit you, especially with that uppercut. Let's see it in slow motion. Oh, yeah. And when they slide across like that, it's almost like they're going through you. One more. He uppercut and then, yeah. And it was a delayed reaction. So he took the knee for the whole 10 count. He took the knee. And then rolled over to his side. And laid there for like a minute, maybe 2.
My goodness. Baez did a good job at avoiding leaning forward that time. He leaned a little bit over that front knee. Navarrete set him up with that uppercut just to get him to bring those arms in, and then came around that right elbow right in the liver.
Well placed. Well placed.
Bam. That's set up. That was a setup combination right there.
So here's the thing. The 126-pound division is all over the place. And that's why I really haven't, enjoyed covering, the division, because the guys, too much promotional shit going on, and they don't fight each other. There's no path to undisputed. It's like a stopover division, if that makes sense. For example, Navarrete's mandatory is now Isaac Dogboe. Again, do you want to see that again? No. They were talking about also that he may be moving up too. Oh, hold on. Let's listen to the particulars. We want to talk a little bit more. Take your time out. Like the video, subscribe, and fight T Street Controversy with 5v360.
Comes to a conclusion at 1 minute, 5 seconds of round number 6 for your winner by knockout and still WBO featherweight champion of the world, Emmanuel Vaquero Navarrete.
So Navarrete with the 3rd defense of his WBO featherweight title. It happens with the 6-round knockout of the single body shot to the liver.
We're going to listen to the interview and then talk about the rankings and what's possibly next.
Sweep. Another judge had Baez up, and then one judge was favoring Navarrete.
Follow me on Twitter. Here's the scorecards.
Absolutely. Emmanuel, describe what the first 5 rounds were like, because you finished it in the 6th. Describe lo que fueron esos primeros 5 episodios de una pelea muy competitiva, porque ya al final vino en el 6º.
Oh, la verdad que como lo pronostiqué al inicio de que se presentó esta oportunidad con Baez, Baez es un peleador bastante fuerte, nunca lo quise dar por menos, me preparé bien, pero se complicó de más, no lo encontrábamos, era muy complicado, pero al final, gracias a Dios, salió el resultado.
I expected a fight like this. I never underestimated Eduardo Baez. I always knew that he was an excellent fighter, and the fact that he hit pretty hard, and it was a lot more complicated than I anticipated, but then came that shot, and I was able to finish him. Describe lo que fue ese knockout y la mano con la que lo terminaste. Describe the finishing shot, but also that left hand which bothered you.
La verdad fue un golpe muy mexicano, creo yo. Es un gancho al hígado. Esos golpes son muy letales. Es difícil que un peleador lo soporte y la verdad que no lo tengo muy bien hecho, pero me salió muy bien.
Look, that's a very Mexican punch. It comes with my blood, and you can see I don't throw a perfect left hook like you're used to seeing, but this one came out perfect for me, and you saw the result because not many guys can take that shot. The weight cut, how much did it affect you and the layoff when you come into this fight? ¿Qué tanto te afectó el tener que dar el peso y los 10 meses alejado del ring?
Sí, creo que fue parte de lo que se me complicó. El tiempo fuera del ring fue bastante, mucho tiempo más bien. El bajar de división nuevamente después de la ausencia también me costó bastante y creo que fueron factores importantes para que esta noche fuese un poco más complicada.
I'm not going to deny the fact that those 10 months away from the ring made it hard for me. And, you know, at the end of the day, coming down and melting myself down to 126 pounds was difficult, and that did have to affect how hard this fight was. ¿Es la última vez que te vemos en peso pluma o cuál es el plan? What's the plan moving forward? Is this the last time we see you at featherweight?
No sé, la verdad quiero descansar un poco de esta preparación tan larga y de esta velada. Y vamos a platicar todo el equipo. Yo creo que tenemos un poquito de tiempo para pensarlo, para meditarlo, checar opciones y pues de ahí designar qué puede venir para mí en 126 o 130.
I want to enjoy this moment. I want to enjoy this victory and rest from what was a long, hard camp and a weight cut. But I think I'm going to sit down with my team, and we have a lot of options. So I'm going to weigh those options, see what's best, and then we'll make our choice. Joe, we'll send it back
Thank
to you.
you very much. Very obvious option. Go to 130 pounds. You got Shakur Stevenson there, possibly Oscar Valdez.
Yeah, and he's been flirting with that idea. There was some talks of him and Valdez possibly fighting. I think that makes sense, but I'm pretty sure Valdez is probably going to want a comeback fight after losing to Shakur Stevenson, something that he can win, and top rank and build up. But yeah, as I was saying about the 126-pound division, according to this tweet right here, by the way, Pat Russell's card was atrocious. He had it 4-1 going into the 6th. For Navarrete. Jeez. Lou Moret had 3-2 for Baez, and Zachary Young had all of them five rounds to zip. The stoppage was in round number 6 at the 105 point for Baez. Now, back to the division. Here we go. That's what I was doing. My bad. Oh, follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be doing a audio podcast recap on my show. Here, I'll show you real quick. The Fight View 360 podcast, hosted by myself, T Street Controversy. I already got some shows up. The links are down below in the description box. But yeah, check me out. I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. I've been covering boxing. I took a 3-hour nap after UFC, and I'm just like a little out of it right now. What was I doing? I'm looking for that tweet. Where's it at? Oh, here we are. This came out last night. Leo Santa Cruz versus Lee Wood went to Bolivian. Now Lee Wood versus Bronco Lara on September the 24th. And you're going to have Leo Santa Cruz aiming to fight Ray Vargas at 126 pounds. Will it still be for the WBA Super? Because they got to figure out what they're doing with this right here, you know? And Leo Santa Cruz has held on to this belt for 3 years and hasn't defended it. So, but that's just the WBA being shit. So you got these two, okay, unification. Josh Warrington, we don't know what he's doing yet, but he's a matchroom fighter. So the likes of seeing him versus Leo Santa Cruz and Ray Vargas is, man. You know, then you got Emmanuel Navarrete, who they're talking about is going to be moving up. So it's a division that's you know, all over the place. With Isaac Dogbe positioned to be number 1. He's number 1 for the WBO mandatory. As it stands right now, isn't Brandon Figueroa on his way to being the next mandatory at 126 for the WBC? And then you got whatever the WBA is going to do. You know, you see Mark Maxey was in the mix, and they heavily align themselves with PBC sometimes. But if he does go up to 130, Shakur Stevenson is going to fight Robson Kontakau. If it does go up to 130, who would he fight next? Albert Bell? That sounds very top rankish. Maybe Zelfa Barrett. Maybe he's with Frank Warren. Frank Warren in top rank, work close together. Maybe they can send him over. I don't know. There's some options. But one thing for sure is he's definitely beatable. That style, as we've seen throughout history, that style of come forward, one bad can't. And look, when you're focused on weight and not really training, even though it was a spectacular KO, body shot KO, still, he looked vulnerable. So if I'm I'm trying to figure out if I would pick Josh Warrington, I would pick Leo Santa Cruz to beat Navarrete for sure. Ray Vargas, I don't know. Because I'm concerned about him at 126. I just think that even though he's got that tall frame, that his power, but it's just been, against. I wasn't impressed with the Mark Maxeo win at all. But at 130, that's when he'll probably meet his maker, because if he run into Robson Kontakau, if Kontakau loses to Shakur Stevenson, then no one top ranked, that'll probably be a fight that they'll probably try to go for to build Navarrete up for Shakur Stevenson if you don't go to 135 and try to get more belts. Roger Gutierrez and Hector Garcia fought last night, and I don't even know the results, but we're not going to talk about the 130-pound division until I do that video. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter at T Street Controversy. My podcast is the Fight View 360 podcast. Also, our rankings at FightView360.com are updated monthly in accordance to the sanctioning bodies. So every week, I'm going to be releasing a fight week recap that's only on the podcast, and then I'll be doing another one for YouTube as well, where you actually get to see me. But they're going to be two different productions, so the Fight View 360 podcast and my boxing content on YouTube, different things. Thanks for watching. Take a time out, like the video, subscribe before you leave, and see you guys later.